What's up everybody, welcome back to another video here. I am playing MXGP1 mostly as a background to the topic today. I was listening to a podcast from Washougal, the Washougal National, and something was brought up. Moto Aftermath show, by the way, is where that came from. This is all information coming from Coach Rob, who was a guest on the Moto Aftermath show. If you don't know that show, go check it out. Spotify, Apple, not Apple Music, I'm sorry, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast, go check them out. Moto Aftermath show. Yeah, so that's where most of this information is coming from. But I wanted to talk about something, and it has to do with MX of Nations. And MX Nations, if you don't know, it's an event. It's an event where basically all the countries of the world gather up their best riders and put them into a team. And the best way to describe it here is basically a team race, a team MXGP race. That's basically how I would describe it. I think that's how most people would describe it. America is the team I'm talking about here because I am from America, obviously. And I just wanted to come on here and talk about America and their future in MXON. Basically, we're going to be discussing what goes into MXON for America, and basically my main point here is if they're ever gonna win one, and stay to the end to find out the answer. Let's get started here. MXON, as you know, I literally just explained it a few turns ago, but as I said, team race, and America has won it many times. They were very dominant in the 80s, I feel like, because they had Roger DeCoster. Yes, Roger DeCoster was an actual racer, and he was pretty good back in the day. Obviously, I wasn't alive back in the day to watch that, but he was pretty good. And then they had a hiatus there, I believe, and then they came. I don't know about if America had hosted the event back in the 80s. I'm sure they did. I know Unadilla had an MXGP race for a little bit there. But then basically what happened was in 2007, Ricky Carmichael went out on top and won MXON at Budds Creek. And then I believe they won 08 and 09. America went on a run there from like 2000 maybe 7 to 2010. No, 2011. I'm sorry. They won 11 in St. D'Angelo or whatever. Sorry if my pronunciation's not correct. Once again, I am American and I do speak full on English. Sorry if my pronunciation ain't correct. But yeah, they won it in St. D'Angelo too, and then I can't remember who won it in 2012, but let me see. Then they came back in 2010 and won it. That was Dungy, and they called him Captain America and all that stuff. And Trey Kennard was on that team, and Andrew Short. I do believe Ryan Villopoto would have been on that team. Obviously, Villopoto was on the team in 2011 in France when they won that. And but yeah, 2010, as I said, they won it in Thunder Valley. Yes, Thunder Valley, Colorado Thunder Valley. And yeah, and ever since 2011 in St. D'Angelo, they haven't won it since. And it has been back in America once. It came to Redbud in 2018. 2018? Yeah, 18. That was the last time it was in America. And the news is, this isn't new news. This isn't news, but it is a fact now that MXON is coming back to Redbud in 2022. I'm probably not going to be going, but I'm excited to watch whatever I get to watch from that. Yeah, let's talk about the reason why America will probably never win and pretty much the joke that MXON has became. Um, yeah, let's just get this out of the way. So, Olympics obviously happened earlier this year in 2021. Um, here's a difference. So basically, MXON is basically the Olympics of motocross. That's what everyone calls it. And it kind of is, honestly. Like, I'm not arguing that at all. But the difference between Olympics and MXON is that MXON, say if, well, obviously Kawasaki will probably never go. Oh boy, I looked at my phone for a second and that happened. Kawasaki will never go. So, unless Adam Seenstra switches teams, I don't think he's ever going, but maybe he ends up like Tomac and ends up on Yamaha when he's 30 years old. That's actually in a few years. That's actually crazy to think about, but um on it but where I was going with this is the difference between Olympics and MXON is just say Chase Sexton. Chase Sexton has said that if they invite him to go to an MXON, he will go. And I'm so pumped for that kid because he's said in interviews before that he watched that event growing up and always dreamed of representing his country. But the problem is, if he was in swimming and went to the Olympics, he gets paid to go, you know. But for the fact that he's in motocross and we have the MXON, wow, I hit that section really good, first time ever. Um, he, basically he has to spend 20 grand, 10 to the number is like 10 to 20 grand to go to MXON. That's not counting the crew that he has to take too. And everyone can I know everyone in the comments, if you're even watching this video, is gonna go, well, isn't HRC going? Yeah, but Sexton, I believe it's like a man, I know some local races, at least in my area. Whoa, I'm hitting this really good. I know some um local races in my area. You gotta pay for like a you gotta pay for your entry fee, and then you gotta I've heard this before. We had to pay for like a crew member. It sounds like it's pretty much the same thing for MXON, and that's kind of a joke, honestly, to pay to go represent your country. Like imagine this. Imagine you get picked for the Olympics and they say, "Hey, yeah, you're good at swimming. Well, you have to pay about 10 grand to come represent your country." Hell no, I'm not going to that. If I have to pay money to go represent my country, no, absolutely not. I'm not. I'm never doing that. That's just the reality of it. Like it's stupid that these guys have to pay to go represent their country. And another thing that was brought up before the most recent MXON in Manitoba. Once again, I don't know how to pronounce these places. That's the reason I'm writing as Antonio Cairoli here, is because he went out on top in MXON 2021 with Italy taking the win. I'm so happy for that guy. He deserves it so much. He went. I don't know how long his career was, but I know in his career, which was very long, um, in his career that was very long, he never got an MXON title. I know he went several times. I know he was in America. I think he was in America for all three. All three of the American MXON, so '07, 10, and 18. He was there for those, but he never really got to celebrate a title. And then now Italy with Guadagnini. I can't remember who the third guy was, but Guadagnini and him. And as I said, I can't remember who the third guy was. They finally pulled it off. I'm so happy for that guy. Like that was so cool when I heard that he had won. But oh boy, I went off on a tangent there and can't remember. But yeah. Anyone wondering? Obviously, we didn't have MXON in 2020. Obvious reason. America was not in MXON 2021 because of the COVID stuff. Obviously, we got hit hard. Obviously, I don't think we got hit as hard as other countries. I won't name them, but I know we got hit hard by it. Oh boy, I looked at my phone again. Okay, where was I? Ay ay ay. But oh yeah, the point I was going at is that before MXON 2021, um it was talked about, it was rumored that MXON was going to be a points race. So if you don't know MXGP, I don't know if this is just because of COVID or this is a regular thing, but after MXON, which was in September, I believe. I don't remember when it was. Obviously, there's so many races. There's so many races to follow now. Now that I'm into Formula 1, I got into that finally. If you want me to play F1, let me know. Maybe I'll buy it. Um, but yeah, there's just so many races, and that will lead me into a point that I'll go into later. But I know it was talked about being a points race. Um, But the problem with that is Tim Geiser. We all know Tim Geiser, obviously. He's came over and raced. Oh boy, came over and raced the Monster Energy Cup a little bit. He's raced it 2 years now, 17 and 18. But he's from this little country of Slovenia who doesn't even qualify. I don't think they qualify for the main races. Like the races on Sunday. Um, They don't even qualify the race. Slovenia, I'm talking about. Man, I really should have wrote something for this. They don't even qualify for the A mains or whatever. So, if he's in the points lead by 25 points or something, and his country doesn't qualify, that creates a real big problem there. That's kind of why this is a one-off race for those guys. But the problem is, especially this year, I don't know about other years, but I don't know about normal years, but I know this year, they still had 5 rounds left in their championship. And they were, as you guys probably saw, if you watched any MXGP this year, you probably heard about it all over the place. Pulp MX, anywhere. Those guys, I think the championship was really close at that time, and ended up being really close. Like, I know Hurlings went 1-1 at the final round and won the race. I mean the championship. And so imagine you're in the middle. Okay, imagine for Supercross, okay? Because I know a lot of people watching this are probably gonna be from America, and you'll probably, if you know motocross, if you know this event, you for sure know Supercross at least. Oh boy. Imagine we have 10 rounds of the Supercross season, okay? So we go through Daytona. And then, all of a sudden, we have a Supercross designation, which an SXON, which is Supercross designation. That's what ON stands for. It's MX designation. Or MXN Nation, something. I call it MXN Nations. I think Des is what the people over there call it on the other countries. Oh boy. So imagine we go through Daytona, right? And then all of a sudden, right in the middle, we have this one-off Supercross event with all the best in the world. And for anyone saying, oh, Cairoli, Hurlings, not Cairoli anymore, but Hurlings, Geyser, Febra, all those guys. Oh, they can't race Supercross. They're only motocross guys. Yeah, you clearly weren't paying attention to the Paris Supercross this year, because Cairoli did pretty damn good, and Febla was doing really good until he broke his his tib and his fib. So yeah, oh boy, where was I going with this? So yeah, imagine we go through Daytona and you have this one-off race and the guys, Sexton, Tomac, Ferrandis, oh, maybe not Ferrandis, but Sexton, Tomac, Cincerulo, Webb, all your favorite riders, all of a sudden have this one-off race and they still have to go 7 rounds of Supercross to finish out the championship. Like, and this is the point. This is what I'll leave you guys with, and this is why America will probably not win an MX Nations in a very long time. Like, I'd be surprised. I'd be very happy, obviously, but I'd be very surprised if these guys, if America wins one of these. I think at the time, right now, if you ask me, I think Australia has the best chance to win 2022 because they got Hunter Lawrence, Luke Clout, your boy Jet Lawrence. They have all those really good guys, Um, they have all these really good guys on their team. They have a really good team, but Italy, I feel like they're gonna have a good team because they got Guadagnini and they have somebody else. I don't know. Um, they have other good guys too, other than Cairoli, I know that. But Guadagnini's really good. Whatever country Kolnov is from, is that the Netherlands? Yeah, that's the Netherlands. Netherlands, we forgot about the Netherlands, the 2019 MXON champ. They have Hurlings, the 2018 and 2021 MXGP world champion. Like, these guys are gonna be really good. Um, and obviously, France has Dylan Ferrandis. They had Paul, but it sounds like he is retired. I think Paul is retired. Anyone watching this from overseas who knows this information, please let me know. They have, what is Roman Febla French? I feel like he's French. I believe they have him. They have a lot of good guys. Marvin Muscan, even though it does sound like Marvin Muscan is retiring after Supercross, I could see him coming back for Destination, kind of like Cairoli did. Paris Supercross, like, and who knows, Australia. Chad Reed might want to come race one. Like, you never know. That's no news right there, but who knows? Like, Chad, he got the taste of racing again with the Paris Supercross. It's rumored that he will do some Supercross racing in 2022. Hopefully San Diego, because your boy will be there. Yeah. So, like, you got a lot of good guys. I feel like the sport's in a really good place. Hey, when Deegan comes up, I know all the Deegan fanboys, Hayden Deegan, Danger Boy I'm talking about, I know all the Deegan fanboys will say, well, America will win every single MXON once he comes up. Hey, guys, can we, other than maybe next year, I can't believe I even see it. Other than next year, are we really confident America's really going to do that? Do MXON every single year? I don't know anymore, dude. Like, we're in such an unknown for the sport. It's unbelievable, And basically, here is my main point. And I, once again, went off on a tangent. Sorry about that. But here's my main point of the video. And the one that I'm going to leave you guys with. Think about this. MXGP guys. Febla. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Geyser, Febla, Kolnov, Prado. Which I'm so stoked Prado's on gas now. Prado and Guadagnini. Geertz. What's his name? The Maxim Renault. Those guys, Tom Vial. All those guys. They only have one series to race. and they probably train few months maybe, and I don't know about normal years, but I know this year was a little. I'm not even like they don't have 2 series to race. Our guys here in America, we have 2 series to race, and by the time, so we go January, February, March, April, May. Basically, we go Supercross, and then we get like what 3 weeks off, and then we have the outdoor motocross title, and then on a normal year, you'd probably have Monster Cup, Monster Energy Cup, and then you gotta go or I think no, no, no. Then you have MXON, and then you have Monster Cup, and then you basically train. So by the time, so we go 17 rounds of Supercross, 3 week break, 12 rounds of outdoor, back to back to back. Maybe we have a little 3 week break there for the amateurs, then Loretta wins. But other than that, we're going every single weekend. So by the time we get to MX Nations, the Americans are burnt out, and quite frankly, we don't have a Ryan Villapoto, Ricky Carmichael, Jeremy McGrath. We don't have those guys anymore. That era left when Reed retired in 2020. Like, I'm sorry. I want to be positive about this, but I'm sorry, but if you take Eli Tomac, Ken Roxon, Chase Sexton, Dylan Ferrandis, Marvin Muscan, Cooper Webb, Adam Cianciarulo, if you put them on a gate against James Stewart, I don't think James Stewart ever went to one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you put our guys today up against the gate of Carmichael, Stew, Reed, and Villapoto and Dungy, maybe not Dungy, but actually yes, Dungy too. The generation today would get lapped 5 times by Ricky Carmichael, lapped 3 times by James, actually lapped 10 times by James Stewart, lapped 5 times by Ricky Carmichael, and lapped 3 times by Ryan Villapoto. That's the fact. That's a fact there. Like our generation today just doesn't stack up, and we definitely don't stack up to the MXGP guys. It's just a fact. And I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. Let's go argue down in the comments. See you there.